Hi, I'm Will Dirksen, and this is
Cassidy Scott.
And for our project, we did a countries analysis over 16 countries. And
Our focus was to analyze the commonalities and differences between these countries and give recommendations based on how they can move from economic failures to economic successes. Our countries were Austria, Belgium, Cyprus, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, and Tuvalu. All of these are in Europe except for Tuvalu, which is in
an island off of Australia.
Okay.
And for our analysis of unemployment and labor force, Greece and Ireland had the highest unemployment rates out of all the 16 countries that were on our list. And both of these countries peaked at the start of the 2008 financial crisis. Ireland's high unemployment is due to the fact that they have a higher rate of immigration than most of the other countries. And Greece's unemployment rates are due to the fact that it's in its sixth year of the recession, so there's less money to pay for jobs. And the rest of the countries on our list are all positively correlated.
The next factor we looked at was economies. Every country was hit by the 2008 crisis. Some of them are still recovering, some of them recovered quickly. Germany and France have the best economies out of the countries that we looked at. Germany has the fourth best economy in the world due to an abundance of resources and the fact that their economy is based on engineering and manufacturing mostly. They're the third largest exporter in the world. France has the fifth best economy, probably due to the fact that they have 31 of the global 500 companies located in France. The lowest economy of the countries that we looked at was Greece. It was hit really hard by the 2008 crisis, due mostly to a large amount of corruption in the government. They weren't reporting accurate financial statements to their people. This led them to have to depend on emergency loans, which has in turn led to them having a huge deficit. Other countries, the huge deficit led to high lending rates. Other countries that have high lending rates are Cyprus and Iceland. Iceland started pushing their debt onto bondholders instead of taxpayers in order to reduce this debt. It's working, so maybe they will get out of their, debt and terrible situation.
Now, due to our analysis of the economies, we had some economies that stuck out of our list. The first was Norway, which learned from the 2008 crisis. Norway has a very socialized economy. They have an abundance of oil and natural resources there, so since they're socialized, they had used all that money from the oil and saved it up, which has given them a budget surplus. Currently, they've saved almost $1 trillion, and they plan to use this money in emergencies so they don't have to get bailed out in case future crises happen. Italy's next. Their economy is based strongly on tourism and is one of the largest tourist countries in the world, and they mostly rely on imports and don't really export much. Then we come to Tuvalu. Tuvalu is a little island off the coast of Australia. Their economy is mostly based on a trust fund set up by some of the countries in the European Union and also including some Asian countries like Japan and China. This is due to the fact that they have no resources on the island. On any of the islands, the soil's poor, they can't grow anything, and all there is to do there is fish.
We next looked at infrastructure and transportation. Greece, Ireland, and Hungary have less than half of their roads paved. This probably correlates to their less than stellar economies. Germany and France are the best with transportation.
They rely mostly on public transportation, and they are very technologically advanced at this. currently use bullet trains to connect people from city to city instead of actual personal vehicles. And Germany, out of our list, also has the most airports. In all, most of Europe relies on public transportation due to their dense population, except for one country on our list, Luxembourg, which is a lot less densely populated, in which over 75% of the population owns a motor vehicle.
Next, we looked at technology and education. Iceland, Norway, and the Netherlands have the highest percentage of their population using the internet. Germany and France have the highest energy consumption. This makes sense because they are the two biggest countries, and they also have very stable economies. Cyprus and Greece, two countries that are low on technology and with not so great economies, have the lowest percentage of their people using the internet.
As far as education goes, 8 out of the 16 countries that we have analyzed are on the top 20 list of countries with the highest standards of education in the world. This, with Finland and the Netherlands near the top of the list. They are currently doing better than the United States, as a matter of fact. Out of our list of countries, the 15 in Europe, Hungary has the lowest standard of education just out of the European countries. Out of our entire list, Tuvalu, that is located near Australia, has the lowest standard of education, with kids only completing primary school. But due to the fact that they're a group of 5 islands with a total population of 10,000 people, and there's really no opportunity there, and education is not really necessary.
For recommendations, we started with Tuvalu. It has the opportunity to increase tourism. They have about 1,000 people a year visit, and an increase in tourism would allow them to rely less on other countries, as they currently are doing. Tuvalu is really pretty, so we've said it's off the coast of Australia. It would be a great vacation destination if people knew about it and if they promoted it a little bit more. Another recommendation is that all countries should push to have every one of their citizens having access to the internet. This would increase electricity consumption, so they would need to be careful of that and make sure that they had the resources for it, but that again would just provide more jobs and stimulate the economy.
Greece. Every aspect of Greece is just about at the bottom of our list on the countries that we have analyzed, and their economy is currently going downhill, or they're still in a recession. Some recommendations for them is they could try to incorporate more technology into their countries. For example, like she said, more people using more internet. This would give them access to things they've never seen before, for example, education. Another thing they could do is they have a good opportunity to boost tourism there with all the ancient ruins and lots of good sights to see there. Another recommendation for them is they need to work to end the corruption in the country, which would also help out their government greatly. And they could also take steps to boost their education. And all these things, if they tried all these things, it would help to create wealth and possibly pull them out of the recession.
That's the end of our presentation.
And that's the end. Yay.